People, you know what time it is. It's the F1 review of the Monaco Grand Prix. I've got a full panel today. Welcome back, everyone. King, Agastya, Liam, lads. We're here to review the race. I was with King earlier doing the preview, so I know the preview is late, but check it out if you haven't. It's just a quick half an hour stream. But yeah, we're here. We're live discussing the one the one lane race, the straight line race, if you call it, the straight line with no overtakes race.
Skinnier than a skeleton, Akavin.
The
No path to overtake.
it's basically like a small subsoil where you can't even overtake a fucking motorbike. That's how like, you know, that's how I view Monaco as, bro. 78 times you have to go through the exact same soil, bro, and you can't even overtake a fucking motorbike. That's how bad it is.
Stefano Domenicali, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the camera. Swap Monaco for Bangkok. If you want to race with no
There is one coming to Bangkok, though.
It is,
yeah.
It
Swap
is.
them.
It is coming. It's coming.
Why don't we swap them? Bangkok, we got better food
But
here
it
than
might
Monaco. It's cheaper.
It might not be in Bangkok. It might be in the outskirts of it. It might be in like Buriram, Pattaya, or something like that. It might not be.
Dude, the traffic. You're never gonna even reach the track, bro.
Bro, the thing is, bro, Bangkok is way too fucking humid for the cars, though.
It's not even that. It's the what do you call when you're driving in Bangkok? There's too many. How do you call it? How do you call it? Tall.
I have no idea what you said, but if you're saying a lot of traffic, a lot of drunk drivers, a lot of junkies.
No, right. No. I'm talking about like, you know where the floods and then there's like a
river dam.
Thank you. Something like that. Something like that. Like but it's specific. It's on the road because so many of them like it causes a lot of cars to, you know. But anyways, we'll get into that when F1 does happen. Apparently, the Thai Prime Minister was actually there discussing the what do you call it, in Monaco with the F1 people. Yeah, apparently my dad was saying that the Thai Prime Minister was there actually discussing bringing F1 to Thailand. So like it was ongoing negotiations at Monaco itself. So hopefully, you know, we get some news in the near future, man. I pray that it does come because Bangkok is one of the best tourist destinations on planet Earth. Like regardless of what people think about it, it's like it's one.
Let me correct you. It's not one of. It's the single-handedly the best tourist destination on planet Earth. Like we have 4 or 5 cities in the top 50.
But anyways, we'll get into that soon. But people, on your way in, like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to King's channel, subscribe to my channel. We're currently King. Have you reached 20 subs yet? Have you reached 20 subs?
I don't know. Last time I checked was 19.
You man, hey, Boss of Blue, if you're in the chat, go sub to King's channel, man. AFA Academy 93. You can search it on YouTube. Anyways, lads, let's talk about it. I mean, we gotta start with LANDO Norris, right? He's won the race. I'll go to Liam first since he's the McLaren fan. Go on, bro. The floor is yours. Welcome back, and yeah.
All right. So, from my point of view, starting from the beginning of the race, well, actually, technically from qualifying, now that the drivers are now more on the larger tires, newer tires for this season, they've been complaining about the grip and about understanding the tires. As quote unquote Alexander Albon said, we're still trying to understand how these tires work. But in terms of the race, I think at the start, Lando had a good start off, but when it came to the last few laps of the race, mid-race, Oscar was asking the team if they should just stick to plan B, which was to provide a tow for Norris, to provide a tow to Piastri, and it worked. But one thing I was really interested about was the fact that Max was struggling because he quoted on team radio that he was shifting gears like he had a car from 1972, and all the time he always complains about his gears. But the thing is, he managed to secure, what was it, P4? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was P4. But overall, it's a pretty good race. But one thing is, like, I don't see the point why F1 is racing in Monaco, because it's one of the tracks that you can barely even overtake, and it's also the track that, for my opinion, you have the most DNFs and crashes there. But for me, it was a pretty good race.
King, I'll go to you next. Thoughts on obviously LANDO Norris winning the race, and talk about how you know, how he did it. Apart from obviously, obviously we've been taking the piss out of Monaco and the way and the way the circuit is running. Sorry, I can't even talk. I'm so angry. Sorry about that. The way the circuit is. Let's talk about how Monaco. Forget me taking the piss out of Monaco, right? Like, let's just look at how Lando won the race. Like, at the end of the day, it's not just about pace; it's about actually maintaining the lead. Like, just being resilient and staying in front. But tell me how he signed it, and yeah, just give your thoughts.
I mean, he won it on Saturday. Let's be honest. Monaco is one of those races where you win Saturday. There's a couple races that are like that, especially when it comes to street circuits. Because they're so narrow, there's not many places where you can overtake. And Monaco is one of those ones where you can't overtake at all. And also, they even made it worse with the new rule in terms of having 2 pit stops. You saw it where, for example, teams were using it to make pit stop gaps so that they could have pit stops, like what Albon and Sainz did with the Williams, what Hadjar and Liam Lawson did with the Racing Bulls. So if anything, it was the new rule of making it 2 pit stops made it an anti-race, because it was just teammates teaming up with each other. The top guys were just too far away from the rest of the pack, and it literally turned into trying to weave through back markers for most of the race for the McLarens and the Ferraris and the one Red Bull up there in Max. So realistically, he won it on Saturday. There wasn't much to say about the race. The only thing that could have made a difference if there was maybe a late red flag that would have maybe won the race for Max Verstappen, and that was what he was hoping for till the last lap, but it never came. And Lando just raced his race. I think he was able to at least keep Charles at bay, and Max was very clever in the fact that he was backing Lando into Charles, so that towards the end, I think that was the way you saw Lando at his best, because he was able to keep the car within the track, not get outdone by Max's mind games, and just keep his composure and keep Charles at bay. And you saw it in the last corner. Every time he was gone, and then the moment that Max pitted, he was off. So I just think, regardless of whether it was Monaco or any other track, I think Lando was going to win this race hands down. He's been the fastest all weekend, and with Monaco you win it from pole. But yeah, there's not much else I can say about the race, because for me, as much as I hate it as a race
I club Monaco
itself, no, I wouldn't say that. I know, because for me, Formula One is built on history. It's built on the prestige of the racing track, and I think Monaco has a big history behind it, but also it's built on money. So as far as I'm concerned, the F1 is about money, and the money that Monaco makes. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
That's a great name for a club, man. I can even copyright that.
Club Monaco.
Legendary.
Okay, so soy.
Oh my fucking god.
Like sub street, like you know how they have these, like you know how India is, like you have these like mini little streets, right?
Yeah.
Soy Club Monaco, like for example, Avenue 5,
Avenue Alley,
like
Road.
a little valley, a little avenue.
Boy club.
Look at that. And I'm like, Thailand literally has plenty of these, right? And I live in one. Agastya lives in one. I kid you not. I think this is what I'm gonna use from future videos, like when we do Monaco Grand Prix previews. I'm gonna call it Soy Monaco, just as a joke.
Soy Monaco.
It's worse than a soy, bro. To be fair, it must be a soy without all the bad smell and the drugs and shit.
Oh
yeah, because the party life and everything's there, right? And you see all these like weird bars in sub streets in Thailand. So
Monaco's the
everywhere,
best.
bro. Not sub street, but everywhere, bro. There's a weird bar.
I love this name.
Yeah.
This is
Not at Soy Monaco.
You know what Liam's favorite soy is, Ekabin? Soy
my
nana.
God, bro.
Oh yeah, no. You're talking about assault, bro. Talking about
No. Well, his favorite soy is, for those watching from BKK, Liam's favorite soy is soy nana. He recommends everyone to go.
Let's go, boys. Soy Nana, let's go.
Yeah, but there's one opposite the Gurdwara in Assault.
Oh yeah.
I don't
know
think
the
that's
Duck
anything
noise.
like soy
Oh
nana.
my god, bro. Come in, bro.
Yo, for those who
No.
don't know what soy nana is, search it up. It's what Lando Norris does when he goes to
The
Amsterdam.
one he's referring to Asap, bro. I just swear, bro.
You already know what the name is. You're
Liam is
Yeah,
hammer-
sorry, cowboy.
Dude, Liam is hammer time at soy
yeah,
nana.
cowboy.
I don't know
Somehow
what you
I
guys are
remember.
on about. I'd
No,
rather
Yeah,
you
keep
don't
it
wanna
that
know,
Don't
way.
worry,
bro.
it's better you
Yeah,
don't. It's
bro.
better you don't. Trust me.
King, when you come back to Thailand, well, I'll explain to you. You've been to Thailand, right, King?
Yeah,
Have you been to Bangkok?
yeah.
They'll call these small sub streets like Soy, Sukhumvit, like
Pak
you know,
soy.
Pak Soy.
Pak soy, bro.
Bro just sounds like a bird. Bark, bark, bark,
Fucking
bark.
Top
Yo,
Monaco.
this stream is just too funny, bro.
Oh man, this is class. I'm sorry. You guys, sorry. Continue. Sorry. Okay, so sorry. Continue.
I don't really know what I was talking about before. I'll be honest.
Lando Norris.
How the race was won on a Saturday, not a Sunday.
Yeah, no, it's just like there's races like that that's won on a Saturday, and Monaco's the one that is. I don't think they're ever going to get rid of it because obviously the parties, the most of some of the drivers live there, the history it has behind it. This is probably the only like French adjacent race they have because they don't have the French one. So literally, it's going to be impossible for them to take it away, even though as a spectacle in terms of the race, it was one of the worst races I've seen all year. And literally, as I said, it was just teammates backing up all the rest of the track so that they could get cheap pit stops, so that they could get points. Racing Bulls did it. The Williams did it, and it meant that Mercedes and another team fell afoul to it. So, but Lando was good. I think the ending where he dealt with the tricks of Max was really good, and keeping, as I said, Charles at bay towards the end, and that's what won him the race. The qualifying, the bit at the end where he was able to keep Charles at bay and deal with Max ahead of him, even if he was slowing him down. And then the last lap, he just went away. All good though.
Well, like the thing is to add on to that, King, bro. Like, what did you think of Ferrari's strategy of the mandatory two pit stops that
we'll
the
get,
FIA
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Save that
okay.
question for save that question. Actually, write it in the chat.
Let me just write it down.
It's Agastya's turn not to talk about Soy Monaco and Lando Norris.
Yeah, Liam, save that for soy nana, okay? That's what we talk. That's where you can talk about it.
No,
okay?
you're gonna make him start to laugh again, bro. We have the stream
How
today,
to
man.
get some wins and score some people. So now basically, what I was supposed to do for those watching today is I was supposed to, with a couple friends, for every overtake, I was supposed to have a shot. Now you can see this glass. Does it look like any shot has been consumed, guys?
That's pak soy, right? Pak soy.
No, I did get it from Pakistan. Well done, Liam. I got
that's
it from
rum,
Pakistan.
isn't
I got
it?
it from a
That's rum.
supermarket. I got it from a place called Robinson. But basically, I was supposed to take a shot for every overtake. Now, guys, doesn't look like any overtake happened, right?
Yeah, buddy. Keep drinking.
This isn't even
There was
open.
no overtakes. It was just people losing their place because of pit stops and fucking race exits or whatever bollocks.
Exactly. So
there was literally no overtaking. There was literally zero overtake unless they had to give the place back. Sorry, unless they had to give the place back, or they had to or they lost places, or when they were like a lap behind. Oh, here you go. You're a lap ahead. Pass me, and all that shit.
Yeah,
There was the Kimi one on Boratello. That one was good.
Was that on track, King?
Colapinto, man.
Or was that?
It was in.
Actually...
It was in the corner before. Before the tunnel. The corner before the tunnel. Kimi.
Which one? Which one?
Down the
was
side.
no overtake, guys.
He had a crash. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kimi overtook him and then he crashed afterwards. That one.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I am. You had the race was that long. I remember shit from the start. That's how much of a snooze fest it was. It was literally the same shit every single lap.
I couldn't remember shit from until lap 34 at least, bro. I was lost.
For real.
Yeah, guys, next time, don't take a sleeping pill. Just watch the Monaco Grand Prix. You'll fall asleep quicker. Trust me, bro. It's even easier to fall asleep.
Turn on the TV and watch Man United like how I did.
Oh, double damage, bro. You'll never wake up then. Ekevin, you'll never wake up. Watch United and Monaco back to back.
Because you know why? I would love to go to bed and dream about winning the titles again. But anyway, so Agastya, the floor is yours. Sorry about that. Just wanted to say
No. You're 100% right. So if there was an overtake, I'll do my diligence. I'm a man of my word. I'll just have this real quick.
Oh my god. All right. Do not drink. Do not drink, people.
Yeah, we don't encourage drinking, but I'm a man of my word. So a promise is a promise, and I had my shot for all of you. How did I think of the race? I thought
unless you're here. Sorry, go on.
Exactly. You know it, Ekevin, unless you're in Soy Club Monaco or Soy Nana, as Liam always is, when he comes here. Have a drink there and drink responsibly, drink in moderation. So yeah, what did I think of the race? I thought the race was
any alcohol brands out there, do not sponsor me. I do not want to promote alcohol.
Sponsors from Nana, bro.
You can sponsor me, you can sponsor the guy.
Sponsors Rumble channel. Go on. Go sponsors.
I don't know if King wants to be sponsored by them. I'm happy to. You can give me some free alcohol to promote you every stream.
I thought it was your channel.
No, it's our channel. So I don't know if it's the right message for politics. It would be quite hypocritical.
It's take a rain check on that one. That's the wrong place.
That was a loud bang. Anyways, go on, Agastya.
Yeah, what the fuck's happening in Liam's place? Soy Nana to his place, bro. That's what the loud bang was. Okay.
He was desperate to get up to Soy Nana. Sorry, go on.
Yes, we brought the Soy Nana to him. That's why the bang noise. Ekevin.
Yeah.
The race, King is 100% correct. The race is won on a Saturday, and the best part of Monaco is it makes qualifying actually the most meaningful part. Like, most qualifying is obviously very important, as we know. I don't need to be Will Buxton here, but Monaco qualifying is actually the most important. So it actually makes Saturday the most enticing to watch. So I like that. I have no problem with that. I'm on King's side here. As much as I've been shitting Monaco throughout the entirety of the stream so far, man, the history, the legacy, the heritage, the people, the environment about Monaco. 100 years we've been racing at Monaco, not just at Formula One, but before Formula One as well. Yeah, you can't abandon Monaco. The view is stunning as well. So no, you just can't.
Same old shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I wouldn't personally abandon Monaco, but at the same time, I would love to see if there was an opportunity to readjust the track, because King made a good point about the double pit stop was supposed to work, so it makes competition.
I don't think you can, I'll be honest with you, because you know why? Because sorry I'm cutting you. I'll say this point because it depends on the track space and where you want to move the track to, because obviously you have to race at a very, very nice location where the cameras are where you get good TV views, like for example the bird's eye view for Monaco, right, when the what was it, helicopter cameras coming in or something like that. You have to view. You need to have a good view of the place itself. So I guess racing at the place, you got to you've got to give it to a good account. So I mean, it's gonna be hard to move it's gonna be hard to move the place, but I mean, I just shorten it. I don't think 78 laps is worth watching. I'll be honest with you. I mean, if you love F1, if you love drama, then pretty much stay till the end. But honestly,
if you love drama, don't stay till the end, bro. Go to a soap opera, go to theater, bro. Like, go watch something else, bro. Like, don't watch F1. Like, skip this.
Go to Soy Club Monaco.
Exactly, Soy Club Monaco, bro.
But anyway,
Aki be the DJ. Liam be the dancer.
No, but as I was saying, like, they need to shorten it to at least 62 laps. 78 is a bit too long. I'd say 62 is respectable. If you ask me, I'd say maybe 62 or 58 is a respectable sort of number of laps.
I think the problem with that is F1 has a set race distance, so it's not about the laps; it's more about the kilometers covered. And 78, because Monaco is just a shorter track compared
to short. I hear it.
You can finish a lap in Monaco in under, I think,
20 seconds.
In a minute and 10 seconds, basically. Whereas in Spa, a minute and 50 seconds. So it's pretty crazy. I agree with you. But Ekevin, you're 100% right. I don't think it is realistic that, changing the map.
It changes the amount of laps being raced.
But even then, because the only way to change the map of the lap, if I can coin that term, is if you go in the ocean. So I don't think we're racing in the ocean. I don't think we can swim in the ocean. I don't think we're submarines. I think we're still race cars.
That's it. Map of the lap.
Yeah, it's a good phrase. I should coin that, bro. Copyright that shit, bro. Map of the lap. Why has no one ever used that? But no, yeah. So Saturday's the most important day.
This quote, I had to save it right here for you. Sorry, go on.
Hey, you know what you had to do. What was I saying? Lando, yes. Lando and McLaren, they won on Saturday, and I must say kudos to Lando Norris because last week people said he couldn't overtake. He overtook. This week, people said he doesn't have composure. Push comes to shove. People, I think all four of us have actually said the man doesn't have the mindset like Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen to win world championships.
Piastri finished fourth, and I think I'm embarrassed to say that. I can't lie.
No, exactly. So we didn't rate Lando as highly as Max or Oscar or even Lewis and Fernando on a mentality standpoint. What better race to doubt your critics, to prove them wrong, than Monaco? The hardest track.
I knew Charles was going to have a good race. I just didn't think it would be like. I think me and you actually said he'd win the race. King, I think even King said he'd win the race.
Although, Kevin, I must say we're kind of sentimental when it comes to Charles.
Do you not think the pit stop kind of ruined Charles Leclerc a bit? But I'm sorry. I'll save the question for after. Go finish your whole point first. I know you have a lot to get across. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Please, no, I appreciate it. It's good for content. Makes the show more authentic. Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, what Lando did this week was very, very impressive because he basically dismissed and debunked his haters, his critics. He's like, hang on a minute. First of all, you guys said I can't overtake. Fuck you, I can overtake. I can finish above my teammate, as he did last week. I caught you off guard, didn't I? And then in Monaco this week, everyone's like, the one flaw that Lando has, yeah, he may be a better pure racer than Oscar Piastri, but the difference is the mindset. Oscar Piastri is calm, cool, collected, composed, Mr. Personified in that facet. Whereas Lando Norris himself, quite erratic. You know, Lando Norris has not just shown the vulnerabilities on track, but off the track. What does he say with his mentality after a race that he doesn't do well at? He's like, hey, you know what, guys? I don't think I'm as quick as the guy in front of me. I don't even think I'm as quick as my teammate. And as a competitor, rule number one, never show any weakness. Because all the competitors in Formula One have the ability to win, give them the machinery, right? They're the 20 best drivers in the world. So what Lando Norris did this week was beautiful because he went to a track, Monaco, where McLaren, yes, are the quickest car, but not by a long distance, as King correctly pointed out. Ferrari, right up their ass, right up their tail. Very, very close, neck and neck in terms of pace. Not exactly McLaren were still the fastest, but Ferrari right behind them. But what did Lando do? All of qualifying, he looked like the quicker driver compared to his teammate. He looked like the quickest driver on the grid in total. And then on a Sunday, yeah, you would expect to convert qualifying to actually a victory, right? Pole to prevail. But at the same time, with this new addition of 2 mandatory pit stops, there is some uncertainty in the air. But as King said, that effect kind of bounced backwards. It didn't really impact the race whatsoever because we didn't get many overtakes. And whatever it is, all the driver needed to do was just stay calm, just stay composed, something that Lando has not been able to do, but he did. So kudos to Lando Norris. I think his title race has been reinvigorated. I think qualifying could be a massive turning point in the scheme of things. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see how things go. But at the end of the day, guys, I feel like that Constructors' Championship, I know we're not even halfway through the season. I think it's all but wrapped up because that McLaren car, Kevin, has more points than both Ferrari and Mercedes combined, which is nuts. So McLaren on top, Liam, you get your Constructors' Championship. Congratulations. I can go. That's my monologue.
Your earlier point about Lando you were making, I think, did you say that already? Did you make a point already about Lando?
Yeah, I was basically saying how he dismissed his critics like myself. I'll hold my hands up. You know, usually I'm right 98% of the time. Unlike Cameron Vaziri, if he's watching the stream, I get my shit right, or Cum Dog Vagineri. I'm usually right. And he's not. He goes 0 for 3, like his prediction of Hamilton winning the race, which was just nuts. You have to be high on drugs to predict that. But Lando, what he did is he dismissed all his critics. And he's like, you know what, guys? You say I can't race? I'm going to overtake. You say I can't hold my pole position? I'm going to not just hold my pole position, I'm going to dominate. And King, as we made the point in the back rooms, yes, it did look like Ferrari could chase Lando. But up until that last lap, and then we saw that last lap, Lando's like, hang on a minute, guys. I was just playing mind games. I have that pace in the tank. Give me clean air. I am the quickest driver. I am the quickest driver here. I'm the strongest driver here. And he dropped the fastest lap on the final lap. And I think that is personification of Lando Norris growing not just as a driver but as a person, and I think the momentum is shifting slowly in his favor in the context of the championship. So my takeaway from this week, Ekavin, Monaco, hey, to anyone who has sleeping issues, to anyone who has insomnia, turn on Monaco, watch the Monaco Grand Prix because that might cure it. But if you're a McLaren fan, like, I don't think Liam's the best example. He's the biggest bandwagon ever. But if you're actually a McLaren,
whoa.
you're living in a wet dream. No wet dream could produce a better outcome than this because your two drivers are 1 and 2 in the championship. Your car is in a league of its own, and your top driver, the driver that was heralded, that was basically anointed as the king of McLaren, Lando Norris, is back on top. So kudos to you.
I'm going to move on to Ferrari. I think we have to move on to Ferrari now. I think we'll save the McLaren topic for another week because I think we talked about McLaren too much this season already. We've spoken about McLaren way too many times this year. No offense to Liam, it's just I think we need to give Ferrari a bit of credit. And I think the last 2 races, I think they looked a lot better. Because last week, I did say that if Ferrari had finished higher instead of the bottom half, bottom half, I mean, P11, P12, right? Aside from that, if Ferrari had finished a bit higher, their pace could have given them enough for a podium place. But this week, they look a lot faster, and I think Charles, unfortunately, like I've said many times with Soy Club Monaco, like I'll reiterate many times, yeah, it's hard to overtake. It's like, bro, a big car, yeah, with you're literally racing in like a straight line, basically fucking a motorbike in front of a Ferrari, and a Ferrari can't overtake the motorbike. Pretty much the way it is. You know, I'm just saying that
it's true. It's an outrageous example, but it's true.
It's true.
Motorbike.
No, I'm thinking of the Thai motorbike drivers. That's what I'm thinking of, Ekman.
If you know about motorbikes in Thailand, it's crazy.
I'm thinking of, is it the Yaba that they take? I think that's what I'm thinking of, bro. Lewis Hamilton behind the Yaba.
I don't think so.
No, but whatever it is, bro, I feel like the Ferrari would still be stuck. You're right. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, because with Charles and the way he's raced this week, I think he raced with a lot of grit and grind. I think he had that mindset that he was gonna go and win. He was literally behind, bro. I kid you not, he was like 5 seconds behind Lando Norris at one point. Literally caught up to him with bare laps to go.
0.5.
If only he was racing at like a bigger circuit, it's done. He wins his race by distance. He was a much faster car at the end of the day. Yes, the lap at the end. I know Lando pulled away because I think it was because Max was ahead of him. That's why he didn't want to go full pace. I think Max sort of kind of helped Charles in a way. If you ask me, I'll be honest with you. I think Max kind of gave Charles a bit of lifeline because Lando Norris knew that once Max was going to pit, the P1 was his. Literally, all he had to do was wait for Max to pit, because Max pitted very, very late on into the race. He made his second pit, I think, very late in the race.
The last lap of the race.
Literally the last lap. So yeah. I think Max sort of taking that pit stop gave Lando a bit of lifeline, just raced it with quality towards the end. And that's what I think kind of prevented Lando from going full pace, because Max was there. Max knew that if he was overtaken, he had to stay in front to come back in P4 out of the second pit. So he had to at least take the He had to at least take the hit with that one. But at the same time, it's a great result for Charles, if you ask me. I'm not saying finishing second is the best thing, but at the end of the day, with Ferrari the way they've been this year, you got to give credit to Charles and Ferrari in the past 2 races. I thought they looked a lot better. They've actually raced with some. I think they've definitely got they've got more to prove this year than we think. Next race is in Madrid. Is it in Madrid? Barcelona. All right. Yeah. So
the better Spanish club.
Well, when you got 15 Champions League titles, then speak for yourself. But anyways, that
was cold. I give you that. That was a cold response.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? But like I said, you've got to look at how the track temperature is next week again, and also you look at the overtaking zones going into next week. But Liam, actually, I'll go to you first again this time. Or actually, no, sorry, Agastya, I'll go to you first.
Yeah.
And we'll go to Liam, and then we'll go back to King. What was your overall thoughts on Ferrari's performance? Obviously, with Lewis Hamilton being unlucky with the grid penalty and all of that. So,
yeah, it is a great question, Ekman. I think Ferrari's performance, as you said, half class full, half class empty. At the end of the day, we're Ferrari. Like I said last stream, every team who's the biggest franchise or sports member of your sport should be solely aiming for victories, and victories, that's it. Period. So if you're Man United, if you're the Lake Show or the Lake Shit, if you're Ferrari, whatever you are, you should only be aiming for victories. And we can't do that this season because for some reason, Fred Vasseur and Ferrari believe that, hey, let's throw the white flag in before the year started. Let's scrap our 2025. Let's focus on 2026 only. High risk, high reward. Now, we can't criticize that. The only time we'll be able to criticize that is next year. If we aren't 1 and 2, if we aren't McLaren pace next year, it was a failure, and it was a failure completely. But in terms of this race specifically and solely, so to those fans who don't call me out for low standards, you're right, Akivin, I agree. I think we maximized their pace. I agree with King, though. I do think the McLaren is quicker. And I think Lando's last lap showed that. But two things can be true. Charles was backing off a bit. And Lando himself, he had more in the tank. So in that regard, I think McLaren was quicker. I think P2 and P4, P2 and P5 was the best we could get. And we did. And at the end of the day, Lewis Hamilton gained 2 positions. And at Monaco, that's like a hail sent. That's a God-given gift to gain 2 positions at Monaco, even if inferior machinery are ahead of you. That is a gift from God. So I think Ferrari maximized their pace as much as they could today. They maximized their performance, and a P2 and a P5 is very, very rewarding. Just if you look at this race alone. However, in the grand scheme of things, of course, underwhelming is disrespectful. I think it was beyond underwhelming what Ferrari have done this season, and yeah, I just think the fact that we're 4th. The fact that Mercedes and Red Bull, that deteriorating Red Bull team, are ahead of us is pretty disappointing. But you know what? For today's race, and even Imola, we can take the positives because they've been by far, head and shoulders, our best races so far this season. So, King and Liam, what do you think of that?
Liam next.
Well, adding on to what you guys said regarding Ferrari's performance, they were pretty much dominant when it came to qualifying Q1 and Q2, but as you can see, Lando managed to outpace Charles Leclerc by, I think, what was it, 0.3 seconds. But the thing is, like, one thing I really admire about McLaren is that they're one of those F1 teams who take Piastri's orders into consideration in terms of, like, saying, for example, for those who don't understand, when teams say on team radio plan B, that means like saying, for example, Norris, we want you to tow Oscar Piastri, which means we want you to give him clean air so that he can keep, for example, Max behind him or Yuki Tsunoda behind him. But in this case, it really panned out for them because not only did Lando have clean air ahead of him, he was able to provide Piastri with an amount and a current massive gap away from Verstappen and Leclerc to prevent him from actually getting overtaken by those 2 drivers. But overall, I think they did a really good job today.
King?
King, over to you, bro.
I think going into the weekend there was a lot of negativity around Ferrari in terms of they were saying that we weren't going to be able to be good on this track. They were saying that we're not really good around slow corners. And for me, going into it, I didn't think we were going to be a team competing for a podium in terms of coming into the race. But then, obviously, even with the preview to the race, seeing what was happening in the practice, top of the timesheets and all 3 practices, and then when it came to the qualifying, always up there, always in and about it. I think it took an unbelievable lap from Lando Norris to get that P1. I think he broke the track record with that lap. So he did something that was out of this world, something that you normally probably expect it from someone like a Max or a Lewis to be able to do that. So kudos to him. And as I said, you win the race on Saturday. So we had a P2 and P4, but unfortunately, Lewis Hamilton got the free grid penalty because of a communication error. And because of that, instead of getting 2 and 4, we got 2 and 5, which realistically, that's as much as we were gonna get. Honestly, the only reason it was close towards the end of the race was because of Max, because he never did his second pit stop. He pretty much slowed down Lando so that Charles was behind him in order for him to either wait for a red flag or wait for Lando to make a mistake, and it didn't happen. So overall for Ferrari, I think this was a great weekend. We had great pace. We maximized everything we could in terms of as a team. We had the right strategies. I think especially with Lewis, him going on the hard tires and staying out longer for the first pit stop gave him those 2 positions, and he never really looked back after that. Obviously, he was far away from the leaders, but he was racing his own race because obviously behind him, both the Williams and the Racing Bulls were doing their own strategy. And as I said, when it came to the 2-stopper, they were forcing pit stop length of time, so they were slowing everyone else down. So in the end of the day, if this was any other track, I think we wouldn't have got the P2. I don't think Charles would have got the P2. I think he would have finished 3rd, maybe even 4th, depending on how, because I'm not sure how much speed that Red Bull actually had. I mean, you never know with Max, but to get a podium, to get a 2nd and 5th, to only be a couple points behind the Red Bull and the Mercedes, less than 10 points behind them both at this stage, especially considering in China we had the disqualification as well. So we won the whole race, we got no points. So if we had those points, we would be 2nd. So as far as I'm concerned, it was a good weekend overall. It could have been better but as with Monaco, as it says on the screen, the race is won on Saturday. We didn't win it on Saturday. Lando did. So there's nothing you can do about that when a driver in a superior machine pips you to the post. Outside of that, we need to make improvements to the car. We're not on McLaren's level yet, and I don't know if we are. We should be the 2nd fastest car, but some tracks we haven't been. So there needs to still be improvements and upgrades to the car. So for me, on this one-off weekend, it was good enough. We got the maximum points that we could have, but we need to do better because going into these next couple of races, it's coming towards the halfway point of the season. We need to close the gap to McLaren and close the gap to them, because realistically, Lando would have been gone if it wasn't for Max. Max was the one that slowed him down, especially towards the end of the race, and we were lucky in the fact that it was Monaco. Any other track, it would have probably been a 3rd and a 5th, or a 3rd and a 4th, or 4th and a 5th. It would have been that at best. But it is what it is, and luckily. But I will say this: for future Monaco races, keep it to one pit stop. This 2 pit stop thing just made it a terrible race overall, and quite frankly, it didn't make it any more fun. Just leave it to 1 pit stop. It is what it is. It's going to be that race. You watch the Saturday, you sleep through the Sunday, and the results pretty much stays the same unless it's raining or unless something crazy happens, and neither of those things happened. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, thank you for that, King. I completely agree with you. You're 100,000,000% correct. There's a reason they call you King, right? Because that was facts on facts. So kudos to you there. Yeah, I think we summarized the race very, very well, all 4 of us. I know, King, your man, Hadjar the Badger, you mentioned him very briefly. Racing Points, Williams. Guys, what do you make of Racing Points and Williams' season so far? Williams, to any of you guys, are they the next McLaren? Are they the next team that, hey, successful historically, recently not as much, but are they the next team to bridge the gap from midfield onto mastering the grid? So what do you guys think of Williams? Sorry, Ekavin, I took your job for about 30 seconds.
Cool. I was just finding the question that Liam asked King earlier. I wanted to bring it back up, but just continue what you're saying. Yeah.
But so what do you guys make of Williams? Because James Vowles, young but promising team principal. They're rising through the ranks. They clearly are best of the rest. They have a very solid driver pairing in Alex Albon, who, by the way, unbelievable season so far. He has finished inside the top 10 for all but one race this year. Nuts, man. So what do you make of Williams, guys? And
I'll ask this question to King first because Liam asked it first. Liam was basically asking King, what did you think of Ferrari's and the F1's mandatory two-stop strategy?
Yeah.
I think, as I said, I've said it before. I think the two-stop made the worst bad because what happened was, what the Racing Bulls and Williams did is they forced pit stop gaps. So they slowed everyone up. So they used one of the teammates, which was Carlos Sainz for the Williams, to create that gap, push everyone back and force them to have two free pit stops by moving everyone back. And that's what the Racing Bulls did. And it allowed for Hadjar and Liam Lawson to get points. It allowed for both the Williams to get points. And it meant that there was nothing anyone else could do behind them. 11th to 20th, it was game over because Williams were going to do everything in their power to get that 9th and 10th. And then this goes on to Williams. I think in terms of Vowles and their leadership and the team, they have one of the best leaders in all of the F1 sports, and they have a great partnership. And I think this is a team that for the next 3 to 4 seasons can be up there, especially with the fact that Mercedes' engine is probably going to be the best engine going into the new regulations. And if Williams can make their chassis better than McLaren and Mercedes, they can definitely be up there. Even though that's the thing about sometimes when you're not a works team, but you have a good engine, you can make your car better by doing different things in terms of the aero and the other side of stuff. And I think they will be best of the rest this season. Albon's shown his maturity as a leader of the team. Sainz is adding that veteran presence as well. So I think they've been a great team. And in terms of Racing Bulls, Hadjar, he's just been unbelievable. He's my rookie of the season so far. And I think it's another top 10 finish, top 10 in qualifying as well. Unbelievable pace in that car. He's been the second best racing Red Bull driver this season by a mile. Better than Yuki, better than Liam Lawson. Future Red Bull driver for sure. And yeah, that's for me in terms of Ferrari strategy. To answer the question finally, I don't think Ferrari could have done anything else. They did what was good for Lewis to get him his 2 positions up, and if it wasn't for Max not coming in terms of there was one point where Lewis could have even got 4th because if Max stayed out for one more lap, but he came in time and just got ahead of Lewis for that P4. So there was not much else that Ferrari could have do. I would say this as well. Ferrari are the best team when it comes to pit stops. They've been quick. They've been so quick. Their pit stops is on another level. Like when you see other teams messing up, Ferrari haven't been in touch with it. Keeps that trend because that is something I haven't been used to when it comes to Ferrari. I don't know what type of training they're doing, but they've been on point. Them Italian men doing up the tire changes, they've been on point all season.
They're on hammer time, King. They got the hammer time boost.
They're moving like that little car in Cars, the Italian car, that one that was real quick.
Guido.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like Guido. Right now. Like constant
yeah.
2 second. It's lovely to see. So that's also what I love about them is that their pit stops are on point because that can be a big difference for a race like Monaco. If your pit stop is bad, you can lose a place or 2 just off a bad pit stop. And so I'll say that.
Do you want to answer that question as well, or have you already answered it?
Oh, did you say me? Yeah, I think we basically summarized Ferrari, McLaren, the top 4 teams. I think, King, you said it best about Hadjar. I call him Hadjar the Badger. I know somebody else has the Badger name, but I just think Hadjar the Badger, it fits so well. It's such a nice way of words. But yeah, you're right. Ferrari really turning into that Lightning McQueen. Was it Rusty's? Rusty's. They're really turning back into Rusty's. So we need that Doc. We need the Doc Hudson. This channel's Doc Hudson is gone. We need Lightning McQueen, Doc Hudson. So yeah, guys, I think it was I enjoyed.
So
I guess I'm enjoying the stream more than I'm enjoying the race. There's more action.
So sorry about that. I got a call on the messenger and then it came on my iPad. So sorry about that.
Yeah, all good, man. Hope everything is okay.
Did you answer the question already?
Yeah, we were just joking about cars and Lightning McQueen.
I think I asked the question as well, and I think I said save it for later. I don't remember what question it was, but I gotta say, you going back to your question on the Williams as well. Let's actually head on to the Williams. For me, I'll actually answer that one first. I actually think the Williams duo, that the driver duo, is the most likable duo on the whole track. Genuinely, personally, for me, you have Alex Albon from Thailand, right? Obviously, our fellow countryman, right? That's one. You got Carlos Sainz, who trust me, everybody loves. Trust me, you can't hate Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, everyone, especially the girls like him.
Everybody loves Carlos Sainz, and that's the thing. Like, you know, he's full of good vibes. He was literally looking out for his teammate. He said, "Don't worry, Alex will finish P9." I'm like, you know what? That's such a classy touch. I'm like, you're looking out for your teammate as well. You know, that's one thing I like. He's a good teammate, not just a good friend, but he's a good teammate to Alex Albon as well. And that's what I like about Carlos Sainz. Like, these two complement each other very, very well, and that's the one thing I will say about them. They complement each other very, very, very well. And no, yeah, that's all I want to say about the Williams. So I'll ask you guys the same question as well. I gotta say, what you asked, King, Liam, you guys give your thoughts as well, and carry on from what I said.
Liam, do you wanna? Because I think King and I both talked about Williams.
Yeah.
What was the question? Sorry.
What do you make of Williams? How are you finding Williams? Do you think they'll be a threat to your dominance in the future seasons, Liam?
No, sorry, buddy. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But I would say that Alexander Albon and Carlos Sainz are the best duo on the F1 track, and also James Vowles made a really good decision of signing Carlos Sainz, and he is indeed the smooth operator at Williams. But the thing is, if he can keep this up and bring Williams to glory like they were many years ago, I think they have a really good chance of overtaking all the other F1 teams and maybe securing 7th or 8th in the constructor standings. But overall, they are the best team that I've seen compared to Haas or Kicksauber.
Oh yeah, smooth operator. He learned that from you at Soinana, right, Liam? Smooth operator.
God, bro. Chup karo. All right.
No.
What's your take on it? Or if we already did that part?
I agree with all of you. I think they're the best of the rest. And I think King made a very good point about Williams, their trajectory, talking about engines and chassis, that they have immense potential. Their potential is like the ceiling. Or no, not the ceiling. Sorry, the sky is their ceiling, basically. So, yeah, I think Williams, the future looks bright. And as Ekevin said, likable, marketable, amazing, very balanced, composed, experienced duo. It's almost like the best duo in terms of pure quality, and if you combine today and tomorrow. Because with Ferrari, as much as Leclerc and Hamilton are the best duo today, Hamilton's going to retire in the next few seasons, you would imagine 4 to 5 seasons at least. Whereas with Albon and Sainz, they got time on their side. So Williams, the future looks really, really bright, and who knows, maybe we can get a Williams McLaren's title fight some point down the line. Who knows? That would be fun.
Yeah. Can I add one thing quickly as well? I think they're definitely top 2 partnerships in terms of, as you said, when it comes to the age and the over the next 5 seasons, you're going to see them 2 together, and you're going to see Lando and Oscar together, and those are going to be the top partnerships that you look at. Because if you look, maybe even Mercedes with George and Kimi as well. Ferrari, Hamilton's probably going to be gone in the next couple seasons. If you look at Red Bull, they've got a revolving door for their second driver. So Williams will be able to improve year on year and have consistency with their drivers as well, because they have 2 great drivers that have the potential to be there for the next 5 to 6 years easily.
Well said, King. Good point on Mercedes. Forgot about them, George and Kimi. Although I will throw a bold prediction for those who haven't watched previous streams. I don't think George and Kimi will be the partnership in 5 years' time. I don't think they will be the partnership. I think Toto will mix and match. Maybe Max Verstappen could be an option, but I don't think they're going to be the partnership in 5 years' time. So, but apart from that,
Max is going to go to Aston Martin. Book it.
book it, I think it's a great shout. I think it's either Mercedes, Aston Martin, and you can never write off the Scuderia.
I like the duo though between Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. I think, like I said about Williams, I think this is another duo that complements each other very, very well. I think they complement each other in terms of just as a duo. Like looking at the two drivers, they're very, very similar in terms of race pace, in terms of just overall mindset. Because you have a leader in George Russell, right? Kimi's rookie season. You have a good leader in George Russell. He's taken the seat of Lewis Hamilton quite well, in terms of, let's forget about the Mercedes, right? Let's forget about how they've been over the years. Let's talk about actually leading each other. Like George Russell's actually complimented Kimi very, very well. That's the one thing. When a rookie comes into the hot seat, right? In terms of at F1, right? In terms of a top car like Mercedes, who's been dominating F1 for so many years with Lewis Hamilton in charge, right? Sorry, in the seat. You give the place to George Russell. You bring in a rookie. These two complement each other very, very well. Again, another duo that complements each other very, very well. I don't see many duos that actually, like, I would say, how would you put it? Because I don't just think they complement each other. I think they also actually
put it this way: if there are any duos without any outside interference or contracts being up, for example, if there are any teams to keep their partnership over the next 5 years, it's those three teams. It's Mercedes, it's McLaren, it's Williams. Those are the only teams that would have that, because for the reasons both of you have said. So, Kevin, I think it's a good point. Mike, can I hold up? I'll let you finish real quick. Sorry.
No. It's cool. I was just gonna say, shout out to Liam. He had to bounce, but big up to him every single time. Hopefully, he can come on the next show. But sorry, Agastya, go on. Just want to say.
Yeah, I hope he's okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Monaco's treating him well.
A lot of bouncing at Soy Nana for him. So, yeah, he be doing bouncing. Williams and Mercedes. It's true, bro. The man's been bouncing. I think that those two teams are the best. My only issue with George and Kimi is we've never seen Kimi compete at the highest level, and Russell, all the time he's been at Mercedes. Before he joined Mercedes, he would have thought Mercedes would be the premier team, the best team in the sport. Because let's not forget, before he joined, they won 8 consecutive constructors titles. So, George was like, hang on a minute, I'm coming into this team. I should be competing for world championships. That's what I should be doing. But in turn, what happened is they weren't. So when Mercedes give them the car, I feel like Kimi, who is very ambitious, he's been an achiever everywhere he's been. He's going to be like, I want to win this championship. Russ, on the other hand, should be like, hey, I've been loyal to you guys during your shit period. Now let me be here when you're in your most successful period here again. So I think there will be some sort of uncertainty. Whereas with Albon and Sainz, as you pointed out, Kevin, they're really likable. And they can cooperate.
They are.
Just as Sainz has done throughout his career, and just as the McLaren drivers are doing now. So, but I agree. I think it's a great shot. I think young Kimi is a great driver.
No, I hear it. Like I said, he's my rookie of the year for a reason. And people might say Isaac Hadjar. I'm going Kimi. I just think Kimi's just been that guy this year. I understand why you said Isaac Hadjar though. He's got into a car that's not as strong. He's put in strong performances, but as of Kimi, I think he's taken the seat very, very well. He's become the second driver. He's taken George Russell's seat. George Russell's taking Lewis Hamilton's seat. And I think they both complement each other very, very well. They both give each other, moral support. And that's what I like from a duo. I like a duo that respects each other. And I think them too. I think if you ask me in terms of ranking duos in F1 this year, I'd put Kimi and George Russell in the top two, with Alex Albon and Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz. In terms of just complementing each other, supporting each other, being like a good teammate, a good duo. That's what I like, because we haven't really seen the best of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc yet. We've not really seen the best of. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna say something controversial. We've not seen a duo like race from Lando and Oscar. It's been very inconsistent from them too. I say they're both very inconsistent in terms of, one's gonna take over, one's gonna take over.
True.
I think they've both been very up and down this year in terms of, one race I'm gonna take over, one race I'm gonna take over. It's not a good duo combination.
It doesn't feel like a team.
It doesn't feel like a team, exactly. It feels like I have to, like the Ferrari, like McLaren have to prioritize. I have to prioritize this guy this week. Prioritize this guy next week. It's not a duo like race. It's like you're competing against each other. That's what I don't like. It's like them two are competing against each other. That's what I don't want from.
But by the same token, I would just say that they don't need to worry about that because they have more points than number 2 and number 3 in the constructors combined. Like they're in a league of their own. They can afford for both drivers to fight because the last thing they want is either driver to fall out because Oscar and Lando have
as a team game.
If that's the metric, then no, they don't win on that one, on that front.
No, I hear. I'm with you on that one. And like I said, we've not seen the best of Lando, Lewis, and Charles. So I'm not really going to go into that one just yet. But do you have anything more to say? You want to add anything more about the I think, what was it, Mercedes? Not Mercedes. I asked a question. I forgot what it was. I remember I asked the question as well. I should have noted it down, something like that, I think. But anyway, what do you guys continue? I just want to.
I'll just say one more thing. This triple header usually, because I've started watching Formula One more extensively this decade. Yeah. This triple header or these 3 races, Imola, Monaco, Barcelona, have notoriously been the more underwhelming.
Is there sprints next week?
That's a beautiful question. I'm not sure. King, do you know?
No sprint.
Let me check.
No sprint for a long while until Belgium.
Okay,
fair enough.
Great for the teams. But yeah, these 3 races are infamous for not being the most compelling in terms of action, in terms of climax, in terms of drama, in terms of story, in terms of glory. So, but by that hand, Barcelona, you'd be very lucky you're coming right after Monaco because the bar is super, super low that any minute part of action, you guys are going to be hailed and rewarded as a great race. So Barcelona, I'm looking forward to it. I would expect McLaren to dominate because every track they seem to go, they seem to be by far head and shoulders a level above everyone else. So, apart from that, King, I think we've said everything we need to say on Monaco. Au revoir, Monaco, if that's the correct language. And see you soon. Hola, Catalonia.
No, there's a couple things I want to add before we finish this. In terms of Spain next week, I think it's a litmus test to see where the cars are, because normally that's the track that they have testing on. So that's the most comfortable track in terms of finding out who has the actual best cars and whatnot. See where Ferrari stacks up against the Mercedes and Red Bull. But in terms of Monaco, a couple more things. Unlucky to Alonso. He had a great race up until the point that his engine went out. So that was unfortunate, and also congratulations to Ocon for getting some points for Haas. That was a great drive, and yet again, Racing Bulls and Williams for great strategy to get both your drivers into the points, and that's it.
Amen. Touche, King. That is a great way to end the stream, unless Ekevin, obviously.
Yeah.
No. I thought I heard something outside. Yeah.
I think it was thunder, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Was it thunder? Because I heard a loud roar.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but that didn't feel normal. That felt quite loud.
It was raining over here. So, and that's the one thing I think with F1 here, rain.
Which is great. Because then we get more unpredictable.
If you're gonna do it F1, you're gonna have to do it in, for example, let's say a February, March, around that time. Because if you're gonna go.
What do you? I don't want to interrupt before I forget. What do you think of Buriram as a circuit? Do you think they should go there instead? Because there is the MotoGP circuit.
It's too far away from the capital city. That's the problem. If I look at it, I would probably look at maybe Hua Hin.
Hua Hin for F1? Is it good enough for tourism?
I mean, everyone goes there. It's the Phuket maybe could be a good shot.
An island race would be fire.
That would be fire, wouldn't it? Yeah, island race would be fire. Because there's a lot of streets as well. There's a lot of space as well on the Phuket streets as well. I think.
Would you do a night race? I think you'd have to do a
Maybe
night race.
Maybe Chiang Mai has.
Yeah, I think every hot country needs to be night races because there's cooler climates most time. That's why.
Well,
that's why it's
Thailand-
better.
Well, no. Thailand's constantly hot, even at the night, even during the nighttime. Even if, like, forget just night or day. It's literally fucking humid all day, bro. Trust me.
King. It's, by the way, I'll just put into context. It is summer. Well, summer, so it's normally hotter.
Well, no,
but
it's not
it is-
summer now. It's monsoon season already.
Exactly. So monsoon season, even worse. It's heavy rain at the moment. It's 2 a.m. almost, and it's 27 degrees, which is nuts, by the way. And obviously the feel is higher, so that just tells you how hot of a country we are. Maybe there's a lot of attractive. I don't know. Okay, bad joke.
But no, but as I was saying, yeah.
On Phuket.
The Phuket, maybe you could go to Pattaya. Pattaya could be good as well.
Good. That is great for tourism.
Pattaya Rayong would be good because you know why? In a few years, right, or hopefully soon, they're gonna do the long distance trains from airport to airport. So and Pattaya will obviously have an airport expansion a bit, just to get more flights, more flights from outside. At one point, they were having flights from Qatar as well to Pattaya. So
Direct? Really? I wasn't aware of that one.
No, Pattaya has an airport, but it's not as it's not as massive. Like it's where they store all the airplanes. They have a few flights per day, but it's not really like it's not really like a massive airport. They're gonna have to do expansion. So maybe one day in the future they're gonna have to do expansion when they bring F1 to Thailand. It's gonna be good for tourism. It's gonna be good for all the what do you call?
Yeah, I'm expecting F1 within the next 4 years.
We
3,
spoke more
4,
about
5.
Thailand than we did about Monaco today. I can't lie.
Yeah, because there was more action, right? Literally more action. Soy Club Monaco.
Soy Club Monaco. But like how you say Lakers in 5, Celtics in 5, Kings back in 5. So we'll wait for King to come back anyways. Apologies for the stream being very unprofessional because sometimes we got to make out of
Double
the
down. That's what makes the stream watchable, guys. Who doesn't love the authenticity, the humor?
Yeah, that's true. Just wait for King to come back, and I will close out with conclusion, and we'll close out with any thought of the day. Do you have anything to say? Do you have like a quick line to say about Monaco?
I don't know. I know there'll be a lot of lines in Monaco, but I don't have any. So, yeah, I hope they're having fun tonight. I hope Lando Norris, please be responsible tonight. Don't go a little bit cuckoo. Championship to win, just a lot of excitement.
Oh, by the way, have you seen what? Sorry, continue. Sorry.
And I know you're back with your girlfriend, so please be safe tonight. Be safe tonight.
Have you seen one of the F1 I think what content creators? I think like a meme page, right? Apparently they did like an AI sort of picture where all the drivers went partying, and then Max and Charles got arrested just as a joke. I don't know if you've seen it.
That's crazy. No, you send it to me, please. I'd love to see it. Yeah, my phone's dead at the moment, or it's not with me.
No, it's funny. Trust me, it's very funny. It's very funny.
I want to see this. I need to see this.
I'll show it to the screen as well.
I was just gonna say, show it to the stream as well here, so we can react together.
I will. I'll make sure I do so.
No, but that's crazy. Monaco, yeah, just stay safe to any driver in the event that they're tuning in. Just Monaco is Monaco. What stays in Monaco? What happens in Monaco stays in Monaco.
Hold on, yeah. I'm just trying to find it. I think it's somewhere around here.
Go on, yeah, we have time.
It's definitely here. It's definitely here. I'm just trying to find it quickly. That's all. But people, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel. Subscribe to King's channel. The link is in the title. So make sure you guys do check his channel out. He's currently close to a new milestone. So make sure you guys obviously get him there. It'd be great if you can.
And actually, it's been your greatest week, right, of content creating? Surely, not in terms of results, but in terms of content creation.
Yeah, you could say in terms of just hard work and and where I'm kind of taking the channel to. Yeah, you could make a case. This is my best week. Yeah.
Look, the numbers don't lie. Look at the view count, and it's onwards and upwards from here. We just keep going, Ekavin. Kudos to you, man. If this, just look at the amount of work he's doing, and he's done like 5-hour-long shows on other channels. I think on Rasta's channel he did one. So Ekavin is a workaholic. Yeah, so we don't endorse alcohol. What we do is we endorse workaholics. So, big up to you, man. Big up to you, brother. That is unbelievable.
No, I'm just trying to find the.
Of course.
All good. All good.
Yes, sir. Ekavin's just showing us a meme clip, and then we'll close out the stream. And
nice.
yes, Ekavin was saying, King's channel, some legendary wrestling content coming up soon, right?
Yes, definitely.
And we also got on Rumble a page called Authentic World Analysis, where King and I dissect the world of the world. Yeah, the world of the world. What happens in the world?
The world of the world. Politics and different topics like that.
You know it here. Yeah. When you wait, a good stream. I enjoyed it. Fun stream. Low key. I'll see you guys next week for Spain.
Spain's gonna be a good race, hopefully.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Better than Monaco. I'll give you that.
Yeah, than Monaco.
Hopefully we are in Spain without the S. Hopefully not. No,
hopefully not. Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
But to be honest with you, we could be. Don't be surprised if we are as Ferrari fans, because
you're doing some Club World Cup streams, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be good. That'll be fun. Early predictions while we wait.
I should do.
Inter Miami.
PSG.
It'll be a couple European clubs that get to the final. It depends what they do for the transfers as well, because there's a transfer window beforehand. So I can't even predict, because the way some teams are moving with transfers, look at Madrid, they're going to be a completely different team by the time the Club World Cup comes around.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that Barca and Liverpool aren't in it. That to me is nuts.
Well, neither team won the Champions League in the last couple of years.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. I mean, I know, King, you're obviously thrilled. You got a representative but like, as a neutral, I would have preferred Liverpool in. But all good.
Yeah, to be honest, it's because Liverpool only recently became good. I think because it's also to do with coefficiency as well. So they haven't really done much in the last whatever time in Europe.
This decade.
Yeah.
True that.
So, like, there was other UEFA teams that got ahead based on coefficiency, which isn't really based on anything apart from performance.
That is very true, yes.
But I don't want to be in this Club World Cup, because even though it's good money, which is for the owners is good, but for me as a fan, I just think I'd rather have a preseason rather than do an extra tournament where players are having to like run out and that.
No, but
especially in America, because their pitches are dead.
I'll share it next time, people. We'll close out today. I can't find it, but when I do find it, I'll share it to you guys. It was hilarious. Like it was an AI photo of Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and all these guys partying, right? And then Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen got arrested at the end. It was all jokes, because I think they were like doing something like funny or something. I don't know what it was, but anyways, we'll close out. King, shout your channel out and shout what you gotta do.
African King Academy, gonna have a wrestling stream real soon, and then authentic world analysis, politics or world analysis stream soon as well.
And I guess they'll be back on for the tennis stream next week, and I think we'll do more F1 shows next week.
And hopefully Club World Cup too. Best competition.
We've got the Champions League final as well. We've got the Champions League final as well on I think next week, next Saturday. We'll do the Conference League final preview as well, because I think King's in the Conference League final. His team's in the Conference League final. I'll try and get some Chelsea fans on. Also, I will be doing NBA streams. So King will be on for NBA streams. After games 3 and 4 is commenced, we will be back live for that. Premier League weekend review will be with Josh tomorrow. Also, the end of season review. I'm gonna sort that one out. Maybe next week or the week after. We'll see what we can do. But even then, people, like I said, stay tuned. If this stream does not get a like, I don't know what you guys are doing because it's been full of jokes. Please smash the like button and do subscribe to the channel if you're entertained, if you love F1, if you love NBA, and if you love tennis. Also, the best sport in the world, football, because we've got plenty of shows coming your way, and we've got the Club World Cup as well coming this summer. So make sure you guys do tune into that. With top clubs around the world going to the USA to participate in a new tournament format. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. But we're out, people. Like, share, subscribe. Forza Ferrari. Take care.